how it began.
5,
that's awesome.
4,
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Wildly uninteresting podcast. Welcome to episode 66. 66. I have a terrible time with my S's.
City sit.
Somebody say 66 for me.
66
Yeah, of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast,
Cast.
podcast.
where we talk about everything and absolutely nothing with no facts. So if you don't like that, turn the channel, don't watch it, nobody cares.
Hey,
Yeah.
we've got facts.
Oh, yeah, Sarah has
Yeah.
facts. I forgot about that.
Sarah has
does
facts.
Facts. No, man. Welcome to the show. It's another show. We don't talk about true crime. We don't talk about...
Unless we're just thinking about it.
Yeah. But other than that, though, if you were looking for true crime or Joe Rogan, you've come to the wrong place.
Right?
Go somewhere else because nobody cares about you.
Go to Spotify, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, man.
Spotify sucks.
I hope he's really liking that deal. I guess so if you make $1 million. Well, no.
Any deal's pretty okay.
Was it 100 million? Oh, it's 100 million.
It was a
better be
lot,
100
whatever
million.
the fuck it was.
It
I
better
don't
be
remember.
100 million.
I
Why?
feel like I wrote it down in here.
I don't know, dude. I really just don't know.
Whatever. I sent Sarah a picture of Elon Musk and Kanye earlier. She wasn't a fan.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Was Kanye with Elon Musk? What does Kanye West have to offer to Elon Musk? Please tell me right now.
Ha!
Yeah.
That.
Whatever, dude. Plus,
It's a meeting of the minds.
his
Come on now.
new album is talking about the struggle and like sticking with the people and everything. But isn't this the same dude that was like Donald Trump's my daddy or some shit? It is the same guy that said that shit.
I
So
don't know.
I
but
heard he said he did all that shit just as a means of getting what he wanted.
yeah, like what he wanted from the system.
And now he's all like, fuck him.
yeah, come on, though.
But I don't know.
What do you think, really?
Realistically, I don't give a shit.
I think he's an
No.
idiot. And
I like him.
come. Duh, what?
What the what?
Big surprise there.
I'd say he was doing it just to get what he wants. He definitely seems like a manipulator to me.
Manipulator.
Yes.
No, man, I can see that. But I don't understand it though. Well, maybe I just don't know politics and the way things work. But like, if I call somebody that the world hates my daddy, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna get something from it, right? I wonder what it was. I guess he's probably out of debt now and shit. So that's probably good.
Yeah, do you know, like, specifics?
No.
You know as well as I do that Ian did not know.
He doesn't know.
I don't know either, but I like talking about it. I
Well,
like talking about it
yes.
like I know everything.
Well,
Which brings up something that I was watching.
God damn it. Okay, yeah. What were you watching?
It's called the Dunning-Kruger Effect, where people believe that they're smarter than they actually are on a certain
Yes.
subject. And it was amazing to hear the statistics, and then to hear at the end that people who are above average, who are like excel in their area, actually score themselves like 25% lower than the average because something like that. Like because they're humble to the fact that like, well, I know a whole lot, but there's a lot more to learn, right? Yeah. Where other people, dumb people, most people, I know everything, you know. They get that like good luck boost in the beginning, and they're like, "I'm just good at everything."
Isn't that really sad, though, that smart people are smart enough to know that they're not, just fucking geniuses, but stupid people are too stupid to know that they're not geniuses, and they think they're real smart. It's disappointing. It's really, really sad to me.
It is sad, but it gives us a reason to want to drag people out in the street and shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need a reason
Plus,
to want to do
it's helpful to have that information because if somebody's bragging about how smart they are, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Great. Here's the science.
I've got the science, just carrying
That
it
ain't right.
around.
I don't trust that science. Well, thank God you're a genius then.
Yeah. Let me see your science, please.
I think
Got bubbles and flasks.
I've been in that situation too. Like in my trade, I feel like there's a lot of those people in the electrical trade where they're like, I fucking know best. I have my master's license, so you should listen to me. But there's like a million ways to do one thing, right?
Yes.
So you can do one thing the correct way a million different ways.
Yeah, and they're all right.
And they're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like, all right.
All right. No, all of them are correct.
Correct.
You guys hear about the Texas realtor people that wouldn't call it a master bedroom anymore?
Oh, what is it? Oh, like a master. I get it.
Because, it's all like, oh, Black Lives Matter, so we can't say master anymore.
All right.
So
And
what's it called?
What
Main
should I call
bedroom?
it?
I don't know. I didn't read that far. It just made me think
I
of it
hate
because,
you.
You were all like, oh, I got a master's in electricity or whatever. It's like, you can't call it that anymore. It's no longer a master's.
Well,
it's,
hey, there's like
it's colonial.
I've got a sensei in electricity.
once you get into like commercial work,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, they're in like switch gears and shit, or they're in like switch gears for like generators.
Yeah.
You have a master side and like a slave side or some shit like that, master and slave. And then when you're working at computers, you have a master side and a slave side when you're doing like the hard drive. So your master side and your slave. I think that is what it falls underneath, but I wonder if they're going to trade that too. Like, we have to call it something different.
I told him they were talking about, seriously, they want to get rid of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And like there was some like Native American chief that's all like, Trump's not welcome here.
Hell
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, all right. I recommended blowing up everybody but Lincoln.
Yeah.
Like, leave Lincoln.
Do you think that Trump getting into office has like ignited this racial fire, like beyond what it already was?
I think it
right?
definitely added quite a bit of fuel to the fire.
Yeah, because
yeah.
I think he gave under closet racist like a pass in a sense, because they were like, oh, look at this racist dude that is like running the world now, or the nation, right? So they're like, well, if he can be racist, now I can go back to being racist openly, and I can wear the Trump flag on the back of the truck and wear my cowboy boots and hat and string them up. You know what I mean?
Why do they like cowboy boots so much?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's a part of the attire, right? So like you move into an area and they're like, if you don't have these, this is like the national uniform for racism. And if you're not wearing it, you're not a racist.
So like in Britain, they wear different shit.
It's like the Jesus fish in the sand. You draw half of it, and then the other person draws the other half, and you know you're on the same page.
Okay.
If I don't see
What,
your
for,
cowboy boots, I don't know.
Like gay butt sex, they're like, you drew the other fish side,
No.
so we can go
So they
butt
wouldn't be
fuck
killed for their beliefs, is what that
underneath
was.
the viaduct
The dick
on the
doc.
beach. The dick doc.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We watched this wonderful thing on Vice.
Vice.
About
Sounds
like a
captivating.
Oh, it was
counterculture in the gay community. It's all for bears, and they
I thought you meant like they were straight.
They had some otters and some slaves and some there is so many different subcultures when
Yeah.
it comes to like gay men. that I
Thank
just
God
can't-
for that.
Oh no, dude.
But they had this thing called the dick doc, and it was literally a doc, and then after
At night.
hours it would.
It became a giant
Dude,
penis.
I will tell you
Yes.
this. Like, okay, I'm a straight male. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with my sexuality, right? Go watch this, because you would watch it with like no judgment, right?
Right.
So you just go into it with no judgment, and then they do this thing where they're like empowering the male body like for what it is, because you have like big guys and little guys and geeky guys and strong guys, and they
Hairy
just
men.
go into this like building room thing, right? And there's like 4 of them in there, and this reporter, I think he's gay, but I'm not sure.
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah. And
Maybe
so
he's
they go in
both.
there, and it's not sexual, but they're like rubbing on each other's body and like grabbing each other's genitalia to like empower each other, right? And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, I'm cool with that, right? I'm totally cool. I get the concept.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm like, hey, Ian, can I take your clothes off? Let me grab a hold of that junk
Feel your inner strength.
so that I can make you feel empowered. And
Yeah, but you're not
makes me
gay.
it makes me empowered too. Oh,
Right.
I guess you have to be. So, what would a
yeah.
straight
I mean,
male
in
do?
that instance, it was specifically for gay men, yeah. And that's what the dude said. It was nothing sexual. None of them got hard. None of them were turned on. It wasn't arousal.
Right.
It was just getting to know a different body type.
It's
and-
like whenever you're not like a a teenage boy and you're surrounded by like hot chicks at Hooters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not like packing major wood, but you're like, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
You're like on break at off work on lunch, and you're just like, it is what it is. Yeah, I've been here a million times. This ain't
Yeah.
nothing new.
Hell yeah.
You're not showing me anything I haven't seen.
This is just where I get my celery.
Yes. I told him I'm not a very, like, I like to hug the people I love and things like that. And obviously I like touching him and him touching me and stuff, but I don't really like people touching me in general.
Right.
It's just good rule of thumb. Just don't fucking touch me.
Get off me.
And we're cool. But everyone on that, everyone was just rubbing all over each other constantly. Every time
Everywhere
they
they went.
just, you know, and not like grabbing dicks and stuff, but just arm and back, and I couldn't do it. Don't fucking touch me.
I think gay men, though, like you said, though, when it comes to gay men, like men in general are more like touchy, like
Yeah, they're like
aggressive,
sexually
sexual.
charged more than women
Yeah.
too. So
Most men, me, I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to light candles and like sing, like write you a poem, and then
hell yeah.
you know, lights, you know, you get it.
How do you live with yourself?
Dude, I don't really know. From day to day, I
It makes
think
them
about
happy.
it, and I'm like, how do you make it through a day, man?
Man,
Man, how do you do this? You know?
How
you do
does it
such a
happen?
good job.
Oh,
It
and
makes you happy to do those things.
I would like to. I texted you earlier this week, but I would like to reiterate something or go back to something that we had said, like the last podcast or some shit,
Yeah.
about there being like 22 different Christian religions. I said, and I think I quote, that we cannot unite as a people because even on religion, right, there's
Right.
22 different religions that preach from the same exact Bible, same exact text,
Right.
and there was 22 different. There are 22 different. There are 200 different sects when it comes to Christian belief, right? From the Holy Bible, King James, whatever version. Yeah.
Ving Rhames version.
The Bing Rames version.
I would read the shit out of that.
200 different sects of religion.
Isn't that nuts?
Nuts.
What? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Nutch and butch,
Pretty
boy.
much.
Nuts you much.
But I just don't get it.
You know,
what
there's
I mean?
too many different kinds of the same fucking religion.
is.
And to call themselves something else.
They do, man.
It's nuts.
Now, okay.
That is nuts.
The thing is, what's crazy is like they had Pentecostal, Catholic, Christian, Church of God,
Yeah.
Methodist, Baptist, you name it, right? They got all those. But within each of those groups, there's other groups within those groups. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was
Makes
looking at this
the
list.
Sunnis and the Shiites seem a little less crazy.
Right. There were only 3.
There was
Maine.
5,
Oh, yeah.
3 main, but 5 total. The last 2 really, they had like a 0.2% whatever following.
Yeah, like 98% were Sunni.
But if you look
Yeah.
at the entire world, there are 4,200 religions. 4,200 religions.
Right? That's a lot of wrong.
That's like, I can understand where people are like, which outside of the Christian religion, I think really the Christian faith, it's really a money game when it comes down to it. Let's just face that.
bleak.
Let's just face that, right? It's a business when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
But
Face his own money.
when you think about the other, like other religions,
dollar on it.
all they want to know, like everybody wants to know what happens when you die. They want to know that you go somewhere for eternal life where you're happy and everything's not suffering like
I
here
need
on
to know
Earth.
I'm going to be comfortable. Am I
Yeah.
going to be on a cloud?
Are there
Is that all I
couches
get?
on that cloud?
I know. Or should I bring my own couch?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Bury me in my couch.
Yes.
my couch. But they do, man. They want to know that they're comfortable. They like people fear death so much that they will go above and beyond to stop it. Like get a fake heart and get on dialysis for 6 months.
Tell me that's a fake heart in the sense that wrestling is fake. You son of a bitch. That's still pumping blood.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
It's a new heart. It's a real heart. It's just
But you
new.
can't
just
go
different,
around.
bro.
You can't carry a cell phone on your hip because it might throw it out of whack. Like
They just tell you that because it's horrible looking and should never be done.
He hates you. And you have one on either
He's just
side.
worried about his heart so that he can keep wearing his phone like a jackass.
Yeah. I'm going to get as many hearts as I have to, so long as I can keep my phones on my hips.
Don't tell me where to put my phone, Doc.
I swear I will always have these phones on my hip because of that. I only got them because of you.
God.
That's the only reason they're on my hip.
The funniest shit to me is on one of his videos that he had on his YouTube is he had, I think,
a Speedo on.
Yeah, but no, it was the Ford one.
Oh.
He had the phone, and because of the brand of the phone case, someone in the comments was like, "He must be an electrician."
I'm like, good observation, bro.
Yes,
God.
I thought that shit was so funny. I was like, "They pegged you."
That's so weird that there's that kind of like specificity
I
within
know.
that.
All I could think was, this guy's got to be an electrician.
Oh yeah. Right, like he's banged one.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever, dude.
That's
The phones on the hips are just convenient, bro. I don't have to put it in my pocket. I don't break it as
Whatever,
often.
man. Do you
know
tuck
what I mean?
in your t-shirts?
All of them.
No,
Yeah.
you
No,
tuck
he
in-
definitely does sometimes.
No, he tucks
wanted to see if you
in
don't have to
collared
it.
shirts. He doesn't tuck in
Yeah.
his t-shirts.
I've seen him do it.
I've
No,
done
you
it. I
haven't.
think I've done it.
See?
I
Look
think
No,
at
you
him.
done it.
haven't.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Oh,
He
so
has nothing to gain from me and he's siding with me.
I know. That's
Kind of, anyway. He's kind of non-committal.
something like that. I was listening to it. It was like Alan Watts, and then what's that fucking dude? I sent you a video of it, and you said you've heard it before.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the David Foster Wallace stuff.
David
what the
Foster
fuck is water?
Wallace. Yeah, with the water, the
Yeah.
big fish or the old fish, wild fish.
Fish,
So-
fish.
Fish
It was like I was like practicing some today where it was like instead of like being in competition with somebody beside me, right? I appreciate them for what they are.
I
Right.
guess
So
I'm in
instead-
competition with everyone.
Yeah, like we went bowling, right? And there was this dude next to us, he's a pretty decent bowler, and he was like, he got like a 219. I think I broke 166.
Yeah.
Like maybe, probably not. But anyways,
No, I think that you did. Yeah, I
But
think it
gr-
was your second one.
but growing up, we were taught to be in competition with everybody. People who had more money than us, people who were better off, had better houses.
I was thinking that seems like a perspective of a poor person. And
Yeah.
you started with money. So,
Yeah.
It definitely is, man. We were in competition with everybody, right? So I didn't look at you for what you had. I was like either envious or like, well, I gotta outdo you, or I gotta out funny you, or whatever, dude. Or I gotta just be louder than you for some reason, right? But when you step back from a
I
situation
win.
and appreciate something for what it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I might not like the way that guy bowls, right? I might not like that he's better than me in that moment.
Putting spin on it. What kind of
Yeah,
shit is
dude.
that?
It actually like
Hey.
made it better.
My man can spin.
No disrespect.
That's
But
right.
yeah, dude, appreciating situations and people for what and who they are, right? Because most people, let's face it, are assholes, right? They only worry about themselves.
Right.
But if you worry about everybody the same and appreciate them all the same, then you're doing yourself a favor, because you're not, like, if I hate you for something, right?
Right.
I'm only torturing myself because that don't bug you, right? If I was like, fuck him,
Every once in a while,
He's
you
an
get
asshole.
lucky and like it bothers. Oh, why do you hate me? I'll tell you why, motherfucker.
I just don't know too many situations where that actually comes up. You know what? I hate you, and it's
Wait.
genuine.
You just gotta slide it in.
well,
Gotta
see,
let them know.
that's the problem, because most people aren't going to tell you to your face. They're going to like go tell their friends, or they're going to talk shit about you in the truck and stuff. But a lot of people worry about that.
In
like
what
those
truck?
any truck.
Okay.
I just think about
Vehicles,
assholes
you
in
dick.
trucks.
I thought there was like a universal like shit talking truck that he was aware of.
Yep.
I've seen people sitting in it all the time.
Yep.
And then I'm sitting back at a distance. Look at these motherfuckers
Look at
talking
these
all quiet. I could be louder than y'all.
Yep. That clearly is what
Yeah,
it was.
Is that what it was?
It was.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's very much what it was.
okay. Because it sounds like you're not agreeing with me
I'm
and hate
not.
me, but
Uh-huh.
So, no, but no, appreciating the situation for what it was, right? So I went up and they were talking about, because I keep thinking like I can't lift as much as I can. I got bulging discs. I can't, like, my shit goes numb on me and it burns and all that, right? But in the videos, they were like, you have to start somewhere. So if it's only like one push-up a day, right? That's starting somewhere, right? There, that's a percentage in the right direction, right?
it's better than none.
Better than none. In the last couple of days, I've been walking and like hiking just for like 30 minutes. Then I bumped it up to like 40 minutes today, and then like all that. But like putting in the push-ups, right? I was like, all right, they say do 10 on the first day. I'm gonna do 60, right? And the next
God.
day, dude, I swear to God,
right.
man.
I know.
The next day, I was actually
nut.
during that same day, I was hurting, and I went from like 250 pounds to down to like 10 push-ups, or no, I mean like 60 push-ups. Got me like fucking weak. I was like, no way, dude.
He came home and he said, I did push-ups. It hurts.
It hurt me, dude. But I guess that goes from like, you know, all the time that I had to rest for my neck and then rest for my back and like the wreck and shit.
Yeah.
You don't know what that does to your body until you like go back to do activity.
Hell
Even
yeah.
like walking in the little trail and shit. It wasn't a hard trail. It actually said easy on the top of it.
It's just the easiest
there
one.
labeled as
We
such.
can't make it flatter.
Fucking thing, it has steps and shit. Like,
Yes.
They just make it downhill with like a ski lift at the end of it to get you back to your car.
Yes. Hell yeah.
something
I
was weird
wish.
though. Like along this trail, right? There are these like little green markers that say like R13, R14, R15, whatever. I don't know what it means, right? But I can only assume that it means that you have to remember what trail you're on and the marker number you passed. Just like if you were on the highway and you broke down or you got in a wreck. So that when you call emergency services like, hey, I can't make it back up the hill. I'm
Blew out
broken.
my knee.
My rectum blew apart. Like, yo, I don't know what marker. Like, I don't even know what trail I'm
Blew
on.
apart. Rectum.
I was looking at that like, I'm gonna have to remember that now too. Like,
Right. There's
to
too
say,
much.
fuck it, let me die out here. Dude. I'm good.
Just have to start taking pictures when you walk.
Fuck me.
Oh, he took some gorgeous pictures. You should see him.
I fucking
Yeah.
I
sent
feel
them
like
to him.
I've seen them, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I hate
Come
you.
on, you know I would.
I meant specifically of like the markers though. And
Whatever.
I just didn't say
I
it.
just
I'm-
want
I'm just
somebody to know.
embarrassed.
I just want somebody to know, like I'm hiking, bro. Here's pictures. Like,
Yes.
I need you to fucking like
Validate me, please.
validate me.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm good.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Sorry, we
awesome.
don't validate.
Only spiritually.
Yes.
Yeah.
man. But that has
hiking.
helped, dude. Like I wake up and like I go straight to that place. Which if I don't go straight there, it like I won't do it. But like
He's
doing
been
like
getting up at 5 o'clock.
getting like gratitude in the morning and like sitting at the top of the hill and letting that what was it? It's fog like hit you in the face and like breathe in and like listen to the woods. The shit sounds like hippie shit, but you go out, you like I feel better going out there. Like I don't need an energy drink
Look,
anymore. I still
there's
drink one.
even if you want to get away from hippie and go science, there is science that supports being outside has multiple positive benefits.
Really? So I guess too
Hippie
like,
science.
It can lessen the severity of depression. It can
I could feel that.
it helps with your skin. It's got vitamins and stuff in it. Just mentally it helps with all your happies up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kinds of good stuff.
So my thing is, right, because now we have like another issue that popped up. Like, so the same pinched nerve that was causing the numbness in my left arm is causing pain in my right arm, right? So now it got me thinking like, maybe my energy is off, right? Like, so maybe I haven't been working out.
Got
I
that
haven't been
fucked
taking care
up
of myself.
chi.
You know what I mean? I haven't been eating right. I haven't been doing this. Like the doctor loaded me up with, you know, antibiotics and fucking muscle relaxers. Like maybe at some point, like all that threw off like an energy that I once had, right? So I lose it out into the universe. I have to get it back. So
Hell
where do
yeah.
you find that? You have to go find it, right? I
Say
don't know. Maybe I'm
hello.
wrong. Maybe I'm fucking like,
Hello,
maybe I'm a
nature.
hippie now. I don't
I
know.
think
at
you'll
sh-
find it if you watch the first 3 Rocky movies.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was watching a video, and I'm sure it's happened a million times, but somebody caught it on video, and the dude's running up the museum stairs like
Yeah.
Rocky, and he gets like almost all the way up, dude, and face plants and slides, dude. It is amazing.
Awesome.
Plus, they're playing the music with it. I'm like, if this doesn't go viral, I'm gonna kill myself. I think.
Yeah, that shit is very funny. It's a very good
awesome.
video. You should watch it. Definitely.
I'm not opposed to it.
Fucking terrible.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. If we would remember, we could add it in the description of this video, but I feel like we never do that.
Nope.
No, not ever. I'll even make a little
Yo,
note.
I wonder how many people actually go looking for the
Yeah.
link, and they're like, I'm gonna look for this.
I personally have.
It's
I'm
not
like, wait,
there.
I'm
that's
gonna
not
go look
there.
for this. Yes, they make a fine point. Oh, where is it?
It is not there. But no, I agree with that. Going
Like-
back into nature to get your shit right. Absolutely.
Yeah, like so I think at like some points, like when you get down on life, right, when like your luck has turned for the worse, right? You get what I'm saying? And it's like one bad thing after another. You're in a company you hate, right? You're like talking shit about everybody around you, right? You eventually like fuck up your energy. Where your energy is like, oh, you want to be dark? I'll be dark with you,
Yeah,
right?
just be dark.
We're going to be dark. I'm going to turn on you, right? And then you think about like people that say like what you do, right? And all the stress you carry is carried in your shoulders. So that's where most of your pain happens and shit. And like, that's where my pain's at. But maybe it's because I'm causing this stress by being an asshole in life. You know what I mean?
Because your knee-jerk reaction is judgment to everybody.
I want to judge immediately. So then you think about like stepping back and like stop judging. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
Because then I analyze it. I'm like, all right, I'm not judging him, right? I'm going to accept him for who he is. All the while, I'm judging him.
Yeah, I'm gonna accept him with his stupid ass face and the way he can't spell shit.
Yeah.
What is that?
His
I don't know.
stupid walk. God.
So I guess it's like Buddhists say that you have to like accept the thought, right? So you don't pay no mind to it. You let it slip in and slip out as fast as it came in, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's what you have to do.
observe it.
You have to observe it. There you go.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to just observe that you're judging, but don't pay it no mind. Like that's just a thought. Like, you know what I mean? I can't control that. It just comes in and out. It's
Right.
another energy that
Indeed.
flows
It's
to the world.
not even necessarily a thought. It's one of those weird ass things where it's like, well, I didn't think that. Where the fuck did that come
Where did
from?
it come from?
What-
That's the real
Is
question.
there a name for that?
I think
Louis
so.
C.K. calls it, of course, but maybe. Of course I think this, but maybe. Yeah.
Cool.
Other than that, nope. I don't
think
know
that-
of
I
any
think-
other name.
I think if you like dive deep into like Hinduism or the Buddhist religion, they have a name for it for
That
sure.
makes sense.
Even I think Taoism.
Taoism.
There's
It's
Oh,
spelled with a
Taoist.
T. No, it's pronounced with a D, but it's spelled with a T.
okay.
Yeah.
Taoist.
Taoist.
I didn't know that. I kept calling it Tao, like the Tao.
I used to too, because like
Oh,
that
that's
one
why they-
motherfucker. Either way.
Either way. That's why they call it the Daodejing, but it's like the Daodejing, but it's pronounced with a D. I'll be a son of a bitch. All this time
Yeah.
I sound like a stupid ass redneck. The Tao.
Yeah, but you're a stupid ass redneck that's trying.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, and plus
Like
like
streets ahead of the rest of them.
That's right.
no, it's weird trying that shit though. Like, and then you like, cause I judge myself against all others, right? And I know a lot of people have that. We talked about it, like that voice in your head that continuously talks to you, like, quit being a fucking dumbass, right?
You're so
It's
stupid, dude.
It's just always whispering in the background. They're gonna hate you for this. Right? Why do you do these things, right?
Fuck all the pussy you want. You're still gay.
It's just so strange, man. Like I find myself, even when I'm like sitting at the house, I'm like, I'm gonna go record this song, right? But then I'll sit there for like an hour, 2 hours, and like think, nah, man, it's gonna turn out like shit anyways. Why even do it, right?
Yeah.
Why even do it? That shit's gonna come out sounding like Bart Simpson and Marge Simpson playing the saxophone while he's skateboarding and whatever. I don't know.
It does sound like an interesting mix, though.
Yeah, it just popped in
I
my
like
head.
that equals a sound.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that sound.
It's terrible,
Yes.
but I can make it. For
And
you.
Lisa just judgmentally sits in the corner.
Uh-huh.
I can play that better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do this. Let me help you. No. No.
No, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird to like try to like think about yourself and then like be like, okay, instead of like point the finger at other people and judge them for their flaws, right? You turn that finger on you without like judging yourself, but pick apart your flaws and be like, well, what can I change to be a better human for the rest of the world so that the rest of the world is better for me being a better human?
Then you could just think about what Alan Watts says. He's like, shit,
Well,
why
that's
bother
where-
making yourself any better?
Oh, I haven't got there yet. I'll get there.
Self-improvement is just, why bother?
I know, you know,
That
he
seems
talks.
fucking silly to me.
He talks.
It makes
a lot
more
about,
sense when he says it.
I hope so, because that sounds
I mean,
dumb.
maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just in... In
Maybe you
denial.
Well, know that-
interpreted it wrong.
That book you bought me of Alan Watts, the one about insecurities, he was like there is no necessity for insecurity, because what are you insecure of? A person that doesn't exist. The I does not exist without the mind. Like, so technically you're a fictitious creature that you've made up in your own mind.
Yeah.
That you've actually even made up the story that other people talk about you.
That's a
to you.
terrible reason to not work on yourself.
But his
I get it, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, we do fucking exist.
Well,
so
if you work on yourself though, and you operate from the idea of what you think people think of you, and then you're changing these things to be better, you're really not even necessarily doing that. Maybe just making yourself worse.
well, and that's why
yeah.
you shouldn't change yourself for somebody else. Like that's
Unless
the
they're
age-old
rich
thing that you're not supposed to.
beautiful.
Correct.
Rich and
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We were talking about I don't know, that's the only bad thing, because there's so many people out there who be like, quoting the great, Eric Thomas or whatever, and they'll
Who
be
the
like,
fuck
this
is
quote.
that?
Why do you say that every time?
Whoa.
What?
You
Dude.
never know who he is.
Eric
Who is
Thomas
Every single time
is a
he
homeless,
says his name.
Why
Why can't I remember this guy?
I'll sum him up. He's a homeless guy from Detroit, Michigan, right? He put
Right.
himself through college, or his wife helped him go through college, whatever. Got a PhD. Now he's the #1 motivational speaker in the world.
Excellent.
He almost surpassed Tony Robbins.
Can I look at him?
Yeah, you can look at him all you want. Like,
Yeah.
get your fucking phone
Maybe
out.
that'll help me.
I know. Every single time you say,
Anyways.
who is that?
Anyway, so
we should get him on the show.
so my thing is, right, so
I
they
hate you.
people are like quoting the great whatever, right? Well, that person may have quoted it, but the original quote came from somebody in the 1800s, 1700s, whatever. And which always pisses me off. But they were like, now I don't remember the quote because your brother fucking doesn't know Eric Thomas. So this is a useless conversation about this quote that I have no clue what the quote was. Oh, we were talking about like those Instagram whores that take pictures of their body and their faces and like with their nipples out and shit, right? And they said like he has a quote that says, "You will die 1,000,000 deaths before they mourn you," right? So if you rely on nothing but your looks and like your attributes, you will die 1,000,000 deaths before they mourn you, meaning that you'll die because of age and
Vanity hurts is what that means.
like when the shit starts to fade, which it does pretty quickly. I mean, you have like what, from your 20s to your 40s, maybe if you're lucky, sometimes like a lot less. And then it starts to fade. So what did you do with all that time? You were just relying on nothing but like your rear end and your thighs and your pussy and your and dudes do it too.
You'll say pussy, but you say rear end. You're so sweet.
But dudes do it too, like they get all, they work out and shit, and then they got like their dick bulge hanging out and all that shit. But they, they'll die 1,000,000 deaths if somebody mourns them because they've relied nothing but on vanity, and it's terrible. But we were talking about that earlier, so I thought I'd bring it up. I'm
People
glad
who-
I got through it because I almost forgot it.
Because you can't
Thank God.
remember.
Eric Thomas, one of the greatest motivational speakers of our time.
Eric Thomas.
Other
Eric
than
Thomas.
Eric Thomas.
Eric
I guess
Thomas.
he wasn't
Black dude with a hat.
Oh,
Yes,
yep.
He does
you
in
can
fact
say
have
that.
a hat.
Yeah, you can say that. He never wears a suit. He always wears basketball shorts, t-shirt, and a hat. Even at like $1 million venues.
Does he wear basketball shorts? I always thought they were like khaki, like cargo shorts.
No, sometimes he
Play
wears
basketball in
those. Or like
You play
the
basketball in a wedding dress.
In the
Or-
suburbs.
or like sweatpants, b-ball pants.
Awesome.
The ones that rip away.
Yeah. So
The
rip-aways.
buttons rip aways. Anyways,
That's
dude,
awesome.
Now
Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
Hell yeah.
which, I guess all the motivational shit's bullshit anyways. Like they're feeding these people a dream or making them a better employee or whatever. You know what I mean? But when
At
it comes down to it, what is motivational
At
speaking?
least if you're a better employee, you get yelled at less.
Yeah. I guess.
Well, and
helps.
I would assume that not everybody who listens to motivational stuff does it so they're better at their job. I would assume that they do it and apply it to their life to, be a better wife or a husband or father or sister,
Or
or
whatever.
fucking whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drug
I would
dealer.
hope.
But didn't we read an article that was like, apparently like going to one of those venues or paying that like $1,000 to go sit in the front row at one of those events, like it only lasts like 4 days afterwards at most.
I think it was 4.
Yeah, like that
It lasts
motivation.
like no time.
But see, that's cool. Then you can just listen to the dude shit in your free time.
Yeah, but I don't know if it holds.
Remotivate.
I don't know if it holds the same. I don't know if they did this study on like, well, if you listen to it like on YouTube as well,
Well,
maybe
I
you'll
mean,
get an extra day
I
or
found
two.
personally it helps. 'Cause, you know, like I've been on a kick of listening to the Jordan Peterson's biblical lecture shit, you know,
Yeah,
and I hadn't listened to him for a while, so I let like 12 of them build up, and now I'm plowing through, and it's kind of got me reinvigorated.
Yeah.
And whenever I get away from him, I just listen to Alan Watts or Marcus Aurelius shit, you know. It's
ooh,
like, yeah,
Marcus Aurelius is a good one.
yeah. So you just hop around.
I would say all that really depends on the person. Like if you are truly trying to make a change, if you listen to something
It just,
motivational,
like,
it's
bumps
gonna
you up a
work.
little bit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
because you're already on the path, right? And then it just like gives you that extra.
It's like if
I
you try
can
to
do
play that shit for like
Hell
your
yeah.
scumbag underachiever friend that doesn't care.
yeah.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, it'd be one of those people that is talking shit about how they're trying to be better than me and tell me how to do things. Like the people who just talk shit about
What
them.
makes him so special? He could put me to sleep.
Yeah,
I think what and I posted some like a picture with a thing like we all have a struggle we're going through, like something that we noticed. Like we would talk to people about the wreck. I think we talked to like 2 people, right, in the beginning when we could open up about it, and they were like, well, what about the wreck, right? Immediately after us telling them like we had just gotten out of this traumatic event, they go on to tell us about like some
Theirs.
traumatic, stupid event in their life that we felt we felt wasn't comparable.
Traumatic, stupid event.
Like, okay, one time
you and your event.
Yeah.
one time somebody asked me about it, right? And then they were like, yeah, dude, I hurt my neck at GE, and yeah, I know what you're going through, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, do you? You know. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but it
Sure.
dawned on me, though, that like everybody's trauma is held differently in everybody's mind, right? So you have trauma that you deal with that I don't necessarily know anything about.
Yeah.
Same goes like me to you. You know what I mean? You just don't know. So you have to appreciate them for what it is, and then keep your trauma to your fucking self, because nobody really gives a shit. Nobody.
goodness.
The only thing that you telling your trauma to somebody else does is open that door for that person to tell you about their trauma.
I think really, unless
Bullshit.
that person is truly your friend,
Yeah.
they're not listening to you. They're waiting to hear you pause so they can tell you
Interject.
their trauma, because that's the whole reason they asked the question in the first place, is because they want to talk about their shit.
I find when people ask me about my weekend, I just assume they want to tell me about theirs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I've done really good at that, like the smiling and nodding at people, like like going back when I felt like I wronged somebody, like the guy at the gas station one night was like, "Yo, I'm doing good. I have this huge change going on in my life, but I'm doing good." I blew it off. I was just like, "Cool, dude. Have a great night."
He's like in his own world.
Yeah, I was riding around. I was like, whatever. So a week later, I go back. I was like, dude, you said this to me, and I feel like a complete asshole. Like, I was listening, but I wasn't, right? So I really want to hear your big news. And he forgot all about it. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you said it. You said it, bro.
You said it, man.
But it came out of a genuine place of, like, I want to know
Hell yeah.
because I feel like a dick sucker.
yeah.
I always do, but that's...
Hell yeah. But you're a good person. No, he was real messed up about that. Like, he told me about it. Not the fact that this guy had, like, big news, but the fact that he never asked the question of what's your big news.
So not only did he not care about what the guy was saying, he made it all about himself in the end.
That's right.
All right.
I love the fact, though, that the guy didn't remember what the news was.
Yeah.
He was like,
So
I don't know.
obviously a big change.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He went gluten-free for a night.
He like really adjusted very well. Real quick.
I'm wearing a new pair of underwear.
Yeah. It's like I've been doing this all
colored.
along. That's awesome. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ian's an asshole.
welcome back, Adam.
Thank you, man. I'm back.
Hello.
Here I am. Here I go.
I'd like to think it's apparent that I'm an asshole. But speaking of assholes,
Yeah.
Ryan Adams announced that he has a new website up. Ryan Adams Online, I think, .com or whatnot.
For what?
For selling his shit, because he took down his old one.
Oh, I was like, didn't he have one?
Hasn't he had one all along?
He needs two. I have so much shit to sell. This one
Dude, he
can't
does.
contain it.
There's an unreleased song on the website.
Really?
Yeah, it's called About Time, and it makes me happy. It's like, apparently there are bigger fans of him than me.
I don't
Hey,
believe that.
is he still under a is he an independent label? Like, does he put out shit himself? You wouldn't know that, would you? Big fan, huh?
Yeah. I have
Well-
no idea.
He was on another label. He puts out his stuff on Pax Am, but considering the events that happened last year, it's all up in the air.
All right.
So suck a dick, Ashby.
Will do. No, look, the only reason I asked, right? So I got in this kick after doing that video with Piggy. Well, I'll call him Sleepy, right?
Yeah, I was thinking like his rap name's Sleepy, but
Yeah,
Piggy.
Sleepy Lee.
That's his last
Sleepy.
name.
We always call Piggy
I
to
always
each
call
other.
him that. I don't know why that stuck with me. But I guess it's just not normal. You know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
not a-
It's
No.
spelled differently, so I like it.
It kind of stood out to me too whenever I first learned.
Yeah. So I was looking at it, I was like, so what does it take to be a famous, like, how do you make it as a rapper? And what is the general age range for a rapper to make it? I was just wondering, right? Just going, well, I get into this whole article, right, where they broke down why most rappers don't make it. Rappers who rely on nothing but their lyrics and all that shit, right? But a lot of it came from a lot of rappers. They get them from like subpar neighborhoods, subpar conditions, all that, right? So by the time they finally get to a label, right, when the label goes to sign them, and this goes across the board to musicians, rappers, whatever, they get to a label, and the label's like, here's a sign-on bonus for, let's say, $1 million, to make it simple, right? Here's $1 million, right? What they don't tell you is you have to pay the taxes on the $1 million that they give you, because it's considered income. The rappers don't know that. They spend the entire million thinking that it was an upfront cost going in the thing. But no, everything incurred by the artist that's like doing whatever, plane rides, hotels, tour management, blah, blah. I mean, everything, right? The record label charges you for. So you could actually come out of a label deal owing millions and millions of dollars. Instead of like thinking like, oh, well, we're doing all this touring and all this other shit. By the time you get out of that, because not only are you spending all the money to put the shows on, right? But you're spending all the money to look flashy and drink at night and party and all that shit, right? Well, you don't realize none of that. And you still haven't paid the taxes on the first million.
Right?
Not to mention all the other millions that are going to come your way once the record label bills you for everything that you've whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was interesting how record labels fuck you, because they know you're in a position like, damn, dude, I want my art to make it.
Yeah.
You can make it without a record label. You can do it yourself or have like
Yeah.
an indie label do it for you.
Hell yeah.
Look at Ed Sheeran went, like, you don't hear a lot from him, but he's always doing something.
He's always fucking somewhere.
Macklemore did the same thing. Like, they just put out shit themselves, or they went to an indie label, or they created their own label and was like, fuck the, record industry.
That's what the National did.
Really?
That's cool. I
It's
didn't
the
know
best. It's probably the best way to do things, because then you acquire costs to yourself instead of like,
Yeah.
to somebody else.
that. Yeah.
So I mean, you could be a little smarter when dealing with record labels, but I could see the excitement getting to you. I got $1 million to buy a yacht.
Yeah. Well, and my God, if you come from any kind of background where you like your family they don't do like money management, they haven't taught you money management, anything like that,
yeah.
like you have no clue.
I've only ever seen money spent.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And most
I didn't
artists
know I
think-
had to pay taxes on this.
Right. Most artists never study anything to do with business or money management or
Right.
anything. You're right. That was on the list. They were like, they just think all they have to do is their art, right? Well, Jay-Z didn't make it on just rapping. Like, that ain't why he's like
Right.
the top paid rapper of all time. Like,
Yeah.
that's not why. You know what I mean? And I just think people, like, you have a wrong conception. But that's something that was like born from like the 60s when people started getting paid big record deal, money. Well, that faded pretty quick.
Hell yes.
Now they just take advantage of the situation, just like everything else, right?
They know. They're like, you seem like you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Really?
You look like you don't read fine print.
Do you wear glasses? Yes. Even better.
Even better. Could you take
Sign.
them off for me? Here's the paperwork.
Damn
Good
it,
Lord.
man. Yeah, it's weird, man. I was reading into that, just like thinking. I think too, a lot of people, like when they make it, they come out with like these songs or like these posts that like it's not what it is cut out for. Like the people who make you feel like that's where you need to be are wrong, because then it becomes like a job, and if you don't keep up with it, you're gonna be in an assload of debt because you can't perform. You know what I mean? Say you sign a 10-year contract, but you gonna only come up with one CD that lasts a year.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Uh-huh.
And they know that. Then they like crack the whip, like get the guy back into the money pit.
It's the fact that people
I don't know.
still like fall victim to this is amazing to me.
Yeah. After TLC, we should have all learned.
Seriously.
Right?
Hell
TLC
yes.
come out at like the music awards and told everybody that the
Yes.
label fucking like stole money from them.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, well, you should have read the fine print. Like, we've all signed those contracts and we got money.
Who's
but nobody
the
tells
scrub
them.
now?
I swear. Everybody should have learned.
Yeah.
Should have learned. TLC should have really hit home for us.
At
But
first, I thought
nobody
you meant
listened.
the channel. I was like, what happened to them? They get taken over by history?
They just talk a lot about people who got screwed by labels.
That's what the learning was for the first 5 years of being
Yeah.
on air.
I don't know why more artists wouldn't do their own thing though, especially with the way the world
It
is
can't be
now.
that hard, right?
Like, I mean,
It's
yes,
pretty fucking hard, or more people would do it.
yeah,
I think
certainly.
though.
But I mean,
Plus, it's no fun. Most of the
It's
time, as
not
an
fun.
artist, it's like, I just want to make my art express myself. I don't want to get out there and, like, you know,
okay.
neither one of us likes to promote our own shit. I mean, you seem to be more accepting of it. Yeah, I'll do what I do.
yeah,
But, yeah, promoting yourself sucks.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes from a place too, like, so most artists are introverted, right? So most artists are not, what is it? It's not self-centered. What is it called when you're narcissistic, right?
yeah.
It comes from like the president. You have to be a narcissist to want to be president, right? To want to talk yourself up all the fucking time. Same with the girls who post a picture of, or the guys that post pictures of their body and shit. You have to be narcissistic to do that, right?
Or
Low self-esteem.
yeah. I
Ah,
was trying to find a way to say that with the word deeply. But in there, I was like, I don't know.
Deeply low self-esteem.
hold on. But
Nailed
wouldn't with
Yeah.
low self-esteem come narcissism? Like,
Absolutely
it would
not.
birth it, right?
No, because
'Cause
they're
I'm always wanting
complete
acceptance.
opposites.
I mean, it reasonably
Oh, I got you.
could
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
Like
After you like make it,
if you're
eventually, maybe.
truly narcissistic, absolutely not. You're not going to think you're anything except the greatest.
Right.
Everything you do and say is fantastic. You are the center of everybody's world.
I was thinking like with if you have anorexia or something, and then you get past it, and then it just turns into overeating all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have no self-esteem. I'm the best in the world. Like you overcorrect.
Dude, I got like an ass load of videos on my phone. We have videos of like that bed talk thing that we wanted to do. And like the thing we're coming up like, and that's the weirdest thing. Like this would have never happened without you saying something, because I would have just talked shit about myself to myself until I was just like talked out of it. Because I don't want to like go out and put myself forward. Like I don't have it in me to
Right.
like want acceptance for one, not be rejected for two, or I'm not a narcissistic person. Like I don't want to like, I'm the best. Look at me.
Right.
Look at me. You know what I mean? I don't want that. But like when it came to like Jasper stuff, like I hounded him for it. Like I was like, we got to do this. And then after that one was done, I was like, we got to do another one. Like right now, like pick
Now.
one, we'll do it. But it comes from like, I would promote your shit. But when it comes to my stuff, I'm like, no, I have all those videos on the phone. And I'm just like, nah, not today.
Yeah.
Nah, not today.
I guess that is why people pay other people to do that part for them.
I think too, when you're younger, it's easier to do that, right? To put your foot forward into that, like, whatever, promoting yourself.
And because you have like 20 friends around you that get an allowance, they just buy your shit.
Yeah. And something else too that I've noticed about like promoting anything on Facebook, if it doesn't like people on Facebook have a certain group of friends, right? And those group of friends agree with everything those people say, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Anything outside of that refutes it or refutes it,
Yeah.
refute or refute, refutes it. Right? Anything that combats their thought process, they're like, you're a fucking idiot, you're racist, or you're
anything.
whatever, right? And then they shut you down and they shame you or whatever, just because you've offered another way of looking at the world, right? They hate it. They hate it. And then they also hate, like, if you come from a bad situation and then you're trying to, like, better yourself, they're like, well, he's still a fucking thief, like he's still a drug addict,
Right.
thief, asshole. Like, oh, okay, you win.
Does everybody remember the time he stole this thing?
But it's funny, like, go on your Facebook, right? And like, just look at the people that are on your Facebook and realize that, like, they're a part of certain groups. You can actually split them up into their groups because people don't want to, like, venture outside that and
Right.
be like, what's it
Uncomfortable?
called? Yeah, like in an uncomfortable conversation where somebody doesn't agree with their opinion because it's not right, so to speak, because technically nobody's opinion is right. Even the facts can be changed in the end. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So if anything and everything
Pluto's
can
not
be
a
changed,
planet.
it's exactly, it's right. Like, any fact can be changed with another way of looking at it through a different microscope. I don't know. Like a suction chamber. What is it called? When they suck all the air out of the chamber?
Vacuum.
Vacuum. There you go. Put it in a vacuum. Turn the temperature up. Like, okay, now the facts have changed.
that bitch.
Put it on the moon. You know what I mean? Like, do the
shit.
same experiment on the space station. It's going to be different, right?
Yeah.
The facts change. But people are so stuck in their ways, man. They're not going to. So how do you promote yourself in that kind of environment?
Well, and you have to, I would hope that if you're trying to promote yourself, that you're not like posting your music in this instance on your friends' pages and nowhere else. Like, you have to get people from outside of there. So that's where word of mouth comes into play. Word of mouth, I imagine, is a big part of promoting anything that you do, because
Yeah,
people
'cause
have
that's
to tell
good.
people who have to tell people who have to tell people.
Tell somebody
or
who tells somebody who tells somebody.
that's right. Yeah.
Yo, but okay. So do you think, okay, so say, let's put Miley Cyrus in the center of Kentucky, backwoods, whatever. She's putting shit out on YouTube. She's putting shit out on SoundCloud, right? Do you think that if not for, like, moving out of your current area, could you make it doing it, like, you know what I mean? Like, if Miley Cyrus is in the middle of the damn country putting out that shit, you think she would ever became big? You get what I'm saying?
Well, she's good enough.
And I only say Miley
Slipknot
Cyrus.
made it out of Iowa or wherever the fuck they're
Iowa,
from.
I think so, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think you have to move away from your location, like to California, to Nashville, to New York, to Chicago?
I would say no.
I don't think if your
well,
talent's good enough, right?
And it almost seems to me that it's more about who you know than anything. Whether you're talented or not doesn't matter. Look at all those shitty musicians in the world. Look at all the shitty actors in the world who are still, they made it. So,
So on the same line of
Yeah.
looking at, like, a situation differently, we talk a lot of shit about that little Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
But I watched a live thing of his, right?
Yeah.
I watched a little live segment of his concert. I get why kids nowadays. Okay, so kids nowadays, right? They just want to
Damn
fuck shit
kids.
up, right?
youths.
They don't want to follow. They don't want to follow rules. They want to fuck shit up. They want to get fucking wild, right?
Yeah, like every other kid
every
that has
kid.
ever existed.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Go watch his shit and go watch Travis Scott and shit like that. Like, all it is a super fucking hard beat. And, like, the words don't even matter because you can't hear them anyways, right?
Right.
And the dude's up there, like, that little short guy is up there just, like, I mean,
Are you trying to tell me
Wilding out.
you want to go to a little Uzi Vert concert?
no, I'm just saying, like,
Angle will go with you.
when you step back and look at the situation, it's like, oh, I get why it's circumstance, right? If I was in that same position as a 16-year-old,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, let's take Molly
This
and
is
go
my
freak
shit.
out. You get me? Like,
Yeah.
let's get a whole bottle of water of that shit. And I don't care what roofie me, and we'll go. I can get it. You know what I mean? It's not about the music. It's about the feeling they get while they're there.
Absolutely, yeah.
With a big bass line, dude, you can get a lot of things done. You hear me?
Oh man, look at them titties shake off in the distance.
shit.
That
I
bass
like
is,
that.
It's almost like the 60s but amped up. And then like even EDM, I can feel that, like taking a bunch of psychedelics or MDMA and then going out in the fucking woods and listening to this like loud beat.
Yeah.
Fuck your face up all night and you wake
Everything's
up the next
better in the
morning you're
woods.
deaf.
Everything's better
Everything.
in the woods.
except not
everything.
getting raped.
You know, I thought about that while I was walking. I was like, yo, what if a bridge troll popped out
Dude, for
and
real.
was like,
I think you're
you
being
have,
logical.
you have 3 chances to answer this one question or I'm butt fucking you. Right? And then I was like,
Do you know
I
what
don't
the
know if I
question
would.
was?
No.
Damn.
The troll never appeared. So I don't know.
Remember last week and you were all like butt fuck it or whatever. That's good. Anyway,
Oh, shit.
so
I
did
want
you-
to.
what do you want?
I just want to know what the question would be. I'm curious as to what a bridge troll would ask.
What does fish taste like?
What is your favorite color?
Right.
Yeah.
I need to know.
That's probably what it would probably be like a question that could be answered a million different ways. And the troll can say if it was right or wrong, right? So that he's just raping everybody that comes over the bridge, right? He's just
Ask
like,
me a different question, please.
what color is the rainbow?
Yeah.
Spell gray.
If you were to be asked what color is the rainbow, what color would you pick? I would pick ultraviolet.
Rainbow. That's what I would say. I'd say it's
color.
rainbow
That's
color.
not a color.
It's a lot of colors. And actually,
One.
it is a color.
I'm saying one color
Multiple colors.
put together.
So I guess in that instance, white. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
What's
the
your
only reason
answer?
why I
it's a
picked.
bunch of them. I just hope I could argue them.
Hell yeah.
Argue
I feel
them
like
down.
you could really, it would be like, what's your favorite color? Red. And as long as you don't say, oh no, blue, and you're fine.
I will say this, look, the one thing growing up that I'm very proud that like I was able to do, right, is my parents were like, okay, if I got in trouble at school, right, or if I got trouble like smoking weed or whatever, if I could come up with a legitimate argument, right, with my parents, like it had to be credible, it had to be well thought out, and it had to be like you had to present it well, right?
Yeah.
And if you could do that and or make my dad laugh, you could get out of the trouble, right? Even if you were like mid-grounded, right?
Did you try to make the judge laugh as a matter of instinct?
Dude, that'd be
He's gonna let me off.
He's gonna let me off here.
Let me just tell you a joke real quick.
It did not
sir.
play well there, but it did. It played well a few times when I was like in a parking lot stripping copper, and they were like, "What's going on?" I'm like, pfft. And then I like fed them the story, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're good." Right? But anyways, like
You
arguing
could
that
argue
point.
it with the bridge troll.
The bridge troll, like, so okay, in our trade, right? Even if you go against the code, right? If you have a credible
I
argument,
didn't think
as
he'd
to-
actually touch me.
if you have a credible argument as to why you did it, why you couldn't do it the right way, and why it's still safe, right? If you have a credible argument, the authority having jurisdiction cannot like deny you. They can, but they can't, right?
Yeah.
If you present it well enough, like
Right.
this is why, and and he can't,
This is
he
where,
doesn't
that
have a
shit.
rebuttal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
where logic trumps
I didn't want to use
everything.
refute again, so I went with rebuttal.
Nice. When you said rebuttal, I pictured a guy like stacking papers, and like there's a mic right there.
With a gavel. A rebuttal. No, but it plays well. Like, okay, if you can, when the bridge show pops up, you're like, okay, cool, dude. Look, I pick white. You know why? Because white is in every color.
Yeah.
Or I pick ultraviolet because once you get to the end of the rainbow, there's a part of the entire rainbow, ultraviolet. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think if you
I
go
don't know.
red, you'd be okay also.
Why is it ultraviolet? Like, what makes it more than violet? There's no ultra blue.
It's the color temperature, so
UV.
so you're your
Why not
eye.
UV?
As far as like UV goes, like ultraviolet, it's the color change in the light. Like those lights right now are at a 45K, right?
Right.
So the further you go up the list, the bluer it gets, the bluer, until it gets to ultraviolet. And those are those stupid fucking lights that
They're
are on
terrible.
every fucking truck in the country because people think it's awesome to
As
see
long
the
as
world
I can see, that's all that
in
matters.
pure daylight at night. And they're assholes for that. Anybody that puts a light bar on their truck, go fuck yourself. And you heard over here, if you have something to say, like, come to the house.
Also, go fuck yourself.
Also go fuck. You know what I mean? They're just like riding around killing vampires and shit. For what reason, bro?
So they don't suck your blood.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
Just be cool,
Too
man.
bad ultraviolet lights don't kill bridge trolls.
Right?
Or I wouldn't have got raped this
Then
morning.
we have no problems at all.
I think what it comes down to is I just want to tell you guys I was raped by a troll. Might have been a midget, not sure.
Bridge trolls are running rampant today.
I don't even know if you can say midget anymore.
No,
You
you
say
haven't
whatever
been
you
able to
want.
say midget for a long time. But yeah, you can say whatever you want.
You know what,
I'm sure
though?
you shouldn't be saying rape over and over again, but that nonetheless.
You know,
As
though.
long as you're not doing it, you're fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
But look, there's someone out there who, for real,
There's
is like,
somebody's gonna
I
do
was
it,
raped.
yeah.
Why would you say that word?
There's people
No,
out there.
go get
dude.
raped again and shut the fuck
I
up.
know.
I was thinking back to like our other podcasts, and I had used the R word quite freely a bunch of
Retarded.
times.
Oh.
Rape?
Yeah, the other R word.
No one would R you, mother.
But so somebody put a meme out, right? And this meme had I don't know, dude. They were like, you're retarded as fuck if blah 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 blah. And then they had a picture of Radio. Have you ever seen the movie Radio with Cuba Gooding Jr. in it?
No,
a
but I'm
beautiful
vaguely
movie. Oh my
familiar with the
God.
poster.
Such a beautiful movie, right? But I get what they were saying. You're retarded as fuck if something. And then this like girl on my Facebook that has a mentally challenged kid took this
Of course.
absolutely personal, was like, this is a shot towards me. Anybody who thinks
This
or
happened to me
says
last weekend.
Yeah.
anybody who says anything or whatever about like retarded
I just want,
kids,
like, you understand though, like,
different.
retarded is still used in the medical community.
you,
Like,
you
it's-
can be
It's
things
a
retarded.
fucking word.
It's
Don't be
used-
too medically accurate.
I know.
By
like,
the way, it's still used in the music community too. Like,
Yeah.
you,
it's still
like,
used in
retard a
this
note.
community right here too.
You can retard a note by I don't
Yeah, but that's
remember.
spelled with an I, and it's Italian, and it's retardando.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, either way it goes, you get what
I
I'm
thought
saying.
you
though.
were fucking with them.
Here you go. Root word,
Yeah.
American, retarded. You hear
That's
me?
right.
Nailed it.
Here, I can find that post for you, but go ahead.
Yeah, but no, retard is like a fucking word. So get over it.
It is like
This is
it's in
people-
the dictionary, right?
Yeah,
So I
hell
can
yeah.
use it, and it's what does it say in the dictionary for retarded?
Oh, you want like I don't have a dictionary in front of me.
Oh, I thought you
but
did.
it's slow,
Oh, okay.
essentially. It's
Well, then-
slower than quote unquote normal average.
Well, then it would be
Too slow to be slowed.
Down low, too slow.
Yeah.
Well, then it would be in computers too, because your computer
Well, it could be in
RAM can
anything.
retard itself.
Well, in driving, I'm retarding to a stop.
I got a question though. Aren't mentally challenged kids retarded? Like, aren't they a tad bit slow?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I'm not saying it's a hate
And
word.
there's
I'm just
physical
asking.
retardation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like, okay, when my arm went completely numb, I could have said that my arm is retarded at the moment.
Yes.
Right. Well, I mean, openly say that, like, my arm was retarded because I
absolutely.
couldn't move it. I couldn't lift anything with it. Okay. Well, then fuck them.
I know.
How about that?
Well,
Obviously.
and people are just so sensitive, and they're like, "Cool, I have a platform to where people
Yes.
read my shit, so
Yep.
I'm just gonna complain about this." This directly
Directly affects my life.
impacted me. Yeah,
And I need you to know it. Because
Just-
I have a child.
yeah. And your kid's retarded, and I guarantee your
God
kid
damn.
can't read this fucking meme and doesn't know what the fuck it says, and you're getting upset over nothing because the fucking retarded kid has no idea what's going on.
I got Sarah on
He's
a
never
rant.
even seen Top Gun.
So okay, so it has radio in the cart when he's riding down the hill, right, with the stick like in a rowboat. Anyways, it says you're retarded as fuck if you're out in public with no face mask on, and then it says me, and then it's radio riding in the car.
With no mask on.
Because I think that's funny because
That is funny.
I feel like a retarded person when I'm out there like whatever and everybody has a mask on and I'm coughing and sneezing for no reason. You know what I mean?
No reason.
So like that meme really like that hit home. I was
Yeah.
like, that's funny as
It
shit.
had a direct impact on you.
She was like,
Hell yes.
you should unfriend me now or I'll unfriend you if it comes
Please
up. I'm
go
like,
ahead.
"Go
Oh
for it,
man,
bro."
somebody posted one of
Jesus.
those things where it's like, if you're something, blah, unfriend me. So
Yeah.
all right, cool.
I would love to. Thank
I had
you.
never done it, so I just did.
Hell
All right,
yes.
that's cool.
I guarantee, give it a month and they'll send you a message. Why'd you unfriend me? Because of this fucking
Yeah, did
post.
you not see what you posted?
Yeah, you asked me to do this and I obeyed your wishes.
Well, that goes back to what we were saying about like that group of people that you associate with and that like agree with your views and like sympathize with you and your struggle with your child and stuff, and you want like that's where that comes into play. Like you have surrounded yourself with people who don't think differently. So how can you ever know that you're wrong? That's bullshit. If I'm wrong, you tell me. Like if I'm wrong,
happily tell you.
she tells me. And it,
Sometimes,
like, a
sometimes
lot
I'll
of-
just let you say what you want.
yeah. And I do a lot of the time.
Well-
But Sarah does it, and like that's my wife, right? So like most wives are like, well, he's just, he's like that,
He's
right?
special.
Right.
He's retarded.
Or vice versa. The husband's like that. Like, well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to mess the relationship up. It's good right now.
Right.
Is it?
Right. So,
Seriously, if you have to worry about what you're saying to them so you don't upset them.
It's like my point of view is fine as long as the truth doesn't come out.
Seriously.
But that's what, people surround themselves with people that like the same shit they do, that talk about the same shit, that agree with them with everything they say, and like
Yeah.
the shit they post is just like, you're so funny. Like, but in reality, if you posted that to 100,000 people, you'd get one like because your shit's not funny. Just like I know that my music's probably terrible and that I'm not
It's
funny.
not terrible.
Probably
Shut
his
up.
ass.
See, but you're a part of my group. Ian is a part of my group, right? So
I just
would
said
have to
probably
text
his
him.
ass. Like, that shit sucks.
Whatever. It's not.
Got beats like the dude that lost to Tyson in like 30 seconds.
Damn!
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Weak Not Beats. I forgot his name.
DJ Weak Not Beats. I fucking love it.
Good
Done.
shit.
That's what I asked Sarah. I was like, is it like a thing in the rap community where you can't use your real name? Like, do you have to put like a lil on the end of it? Or do you have to like make some random fucking name up? Can you not just be like Ian Brock coming at you live and direct?
I like that D, he goes by Mr. Sinister. It
It's awesome.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
But
Like that.
yeah, but then it's like, ooh, when are people gonna start picking up and say everybody's just Mr. something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very soon. Since you
Mr.
just said it.
Rapbot. I want to be Mr. Rapbot. That's my rap name.
Me too. I love it. Oh goodness.
I don't know, man.
It'd be
Weird.
kind of cool to make a concept album called Me Too, as what was my rap name?
Mr.
Rap
Rapbot. What was my rap name?
You know that CD will catch so much flack.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's just gonna be about how women are lying bitches and all they want is my money, even though I'm poor.
I like where you're going. I
Oh,
like where your
goodness.
head's at. You should do
You
that.
should
for
no.
sure.
You should call it Me Too, comma man.
Me too, man.
Me too,
the
man.
thing I like about Jordan Peterson is not only
Everything.
He's Canadian.
is he intelligent enough to like come back at people who berate him with like, but one time
Stupid
you said
arguments.
this, or you're sexist, or you're alt-right, or whatever, right? And he's like, you're that's unintelligent. You're ignorant.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
and then they'll come back with some shit, and they're stumbling over the words and trying to find like the right question to come back at him with. And that's what I like most about him is like he will not stand for like calling you Z or Y or whatever the other names
Wrong.
are. Yeah. He's like, I refuse to be told like what I can say. He was like, well,
Yeah,
you're
it's stupid.
told what you can't say, like the N-word. Or do you think that's okay? And he was like, well, no, that clearly is not okay.
Right.
Like there's a
That's
difference
a different
between
thing.
Yeah, that was to hold an entire population down.
Yeah.
Whereas yours is just your like uppity reason for wanting to be different.
It's because the world has given you a voice and you can say basically whatever you want.
So another
Like, you know, you
phenomenon.
can tell me what not to say, but you can't tell me what I have to say.
Have to say, yeah. There's a huge difference I see. Like I didn't know that before, but there's a huge difference.
Well, and just because you say that we can't say something doesn't mean dick to me. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
whether
Dave Chappelle. Like we watched that Mark Twain thing. And
Yeah.
At the end of it, he was like, "Dude, this is the last great frontier. Like if you
Yeah.
can't say what you want to say here, we're fucked."
hell yes. It's ridiculous to me that people are so incredibly sensitive. Like I get everyone's got like that thing that like gets under their skin every once in a while. All right, whatever. But that doesn't mean that someone should have to stop saying something because it fucking bugs you. That's stupid.
I don't like it when they're called like mechanical pencils, but I don't lash out at people
Right?
anymore.
Everything is some kind of technology now.
Yeah.
Everything. He hates that shit. It's so funny. What is technological about this?
It's yellow.
Yeah. Yellow technology. Bananas now with ultra yellow technology.
Oh my god.
It's awesome.
I thought of like banana runts when you said that.
Yeah.
That's ultra yellow to
This
me.
definitely got ultra yellow technology.
On the way here, they repeat like you know that like it's like fluorescent-ish yellow. You know, you see it. It's just. There was a car full of people that were all wearing that color shirt. It fucked with me. Like they got on the on ramp, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Am I on the sun? What happened?
It was strange, but I got past it.
Yeah. But I think part of the problem is that one person had a problem and someone just like gave into it and then
Yep.
it never stopped.
Somebody in a place of power, I believe.
Yeah,
gave into it.
Absolutely. Someone who had too
coulda-
much fucking power.
Yeah, they could sympathize with the situation. They were like, yeah, I had a brother one time that killed himself because he was Z and he
He
wanted to be
was
Z.
Z.
He wanted to be called Y. Like, I can see it.
People have been holding him down for years.
Years they wanted
Even
to
in
be
his
that.
death, they
Like
still
that shit
are.
is so brand new that like it's like 6 months old. Like, how do you expect everybody in the world to catch on that quick?
I feel like it's been like 5 years of the shit, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Well, you got to think about it too. Look how long women have fought for their rights, right? Like, not only rights, but like to be equal in the sense that, like, not only on paper, but in the actual world.
Yeah, not just
Like,
to be called something
yeah.
specific.
Well, I
Okay,
think
well-
until there's like a mixed sex like boxing league,
Yep.
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, then it's not equal,
Yeah.
right? And then, like, as far as the black community, you're seeing actually the
Yeah.
same civil rights movement as they did in Martin Luther King Jr.'s time. Like, you're seeing the same exact thing happen, right?
Yeah.
So you think that you want to change your sex to Z or Y or anything, and that's on the same fucking
Yeah.
level
It's definitely not.
as slavery
Yeah.
and freedom for blacks, women, all that. Like,
Everybody
you think
else.
that's on the same level. If you do, go fucking kill yourself.
I know,
I mean, it's
too.
on the same level in the sense that ignorant rednecks are probably thinking about like shooting you in the leg.
How is that?
I take that back.
Well, you
Don't go
know.
kill yourself. But
Oh.
please figure something else out.
The okay.
Yeah.
Z or X. I was like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me. Sorry. I got
That's
you.
cool. You'll get
Nope.
there.
It took a while to compute. I got it.
Don't go kill yourself. I have to say that out loud. Don't
not
go
gonna
kill
stop
I was just
me.
playing. Not you.
Oh.
The people that want to be
Oh
different.
yeah.
My
Alright.
bad. I'm just
Don't kill
joking.
yourselves, people.
Right?
Just
We'll
kidding,
put
do it.
this suicide hotline in the description.
Yeah.
Not like we won't do it, but you know the number, right?
Oh goodness.
I'm sure you do. But anyways,
Why
that's
are there so many numbers for that?
No, there's one.
No, there's like a million.
Well, I mean, I guess, though, they're like people that want to commit suicide don't really know the number.
There's
But if they
probably-
type in random numbers on the phone, they're bound to get the right one eventually.
Sup, this is Big Trey.
There's a big
Think about dying.
Let me help you out.
I imagine there's probably like different organizations that have their own separate one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you think there's competition among them?
Well, yeah.
No.
We saved more lives than whatever
We're not
last
going to
year.
get funding if we don't have the most safe lives. Because there's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, and then I would say there's definitely other organizations who have one as well.
There's a countywide one.
I was listening to one of those, like,
I'm gonna drink this.
yeah, that's why it's there.
Thanks,
I brought
buddy.
that for you.
Thanks, man.
So,
Kisses.
so I was thinking about, in there when we were talking about, like, something. Anyways,
What?
I was listening to
We
a
were talking
video.
about something, and he was
We were talking about
ignoring
something,
it,
and I was
listening to
thinking
a video.
So I was thinking, like, I was watching a video, and the dude was like, I think it was Alan Watts, but I can't be sure, so I'm not going to say it's him, right? And he were like, the only reason that, like, anything is bad for you is because you've been told it's bad for you, and you visualize it as bad when you're doing it and are eating it and are drinking it,
Or
right?
because it's battery acid.
Right. Well, those things we obviously
Bad-ery.
know are bad for you, right? But back in the 50s
Yeah.
and 60s, fat was bad for you. Now we realize that fat is actually needed in the body, and you need to consume it. You need to consume oils. You need to consume all that. It was told that it was bad for us. And they replaced it with synthetic vitamins, minerals, all that,
Which is always good.
which was terrible. Like when the microwave came along. Anyways, what I'm getting at is like the guy was generally saying that if you put something in your body, right, and you have the visualization, the mindset, and the thought like it's bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyways because I like it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, your body's going to react to you thinking it's bad anyways, right? Your brain is going to make up a condition in which to fight off that bad thing that you're putting in your body because you've already visualized it as like a predator, right?
So is the opposite true?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're just sucking down monster. This is good for me.
As
Your
long
body's like, yeah.
as long as you truly believe it, and it's,
Yeah.
again, everything in moderation. I mean, that
Well,
always applies.
In moderation is
See,
the thing.
what if that's not even the case?
I
Like, what if
think
you
it
just go
definitely
excessively and your
is.
body is like, I'm going to work around this.
Well, I mean, you got to think though, like, okay, if a Shaolin monk was like, yo, I'm going to drink 20,000 monsters in 2 days, right? I'm sure, I'd love to see it. I don't know if it's ever happened, but I'd love to see it.
No, it
I'm
hasn't.
sure that he'd be all right because they do like some wicked shit with their mind, like, right? You know what I mean?
You
They
got any
walk across the
Shaolin
road.
monks out there?
That
Who's
want to
this
drink
called,
2,000
man?
monsters in 2 days.
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
I got 5 on it.
I don't want to be a part of that because I'm not going to be held accountable
Anyway.
for someone's death.
I think we digress.
Have them
And,
sign a waiver and then film it.
oh, shit.
And then,
here we go.
and then we got a cool video that can go viral.
Yeah.
The monk killers.
Look, and then all these kids, these stupid fucking kids around the world are going to be like, I can do it too. And they're
Yeah.
all going to die.
I'm going to do it and then do a 1080.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think what I'm getting on, like, okay, so, like, not in the mind of an addict, right? In an addict, you would drink 10 Monster Energy drinks in a row because you're just, like, excessive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know that. Like, as an addict, you know that unless you come to grips with it and you change it. Right. What I'm saying is, like, most people who, like, villainize fats and sweets and all that, and then, like, you feel bad for eating it, you down yourself and all that shit, you're only making the situation worse.
Oh, yeah.
When you down something that's bad for you, right? If you just think of it as, I love this thing, I'm going to eat it and I'm going to accept it and, whatever, and I'm going to eat it. It'd be different, right? You're not berating yourself beforehand,
Hell yeah.
getting in a state of depression while you're eating it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well,
It's all
and I would say
perception.
too, like,
Isn't it?
while you're eating it, I mean, if you're really eating something and you have guilt to the point that you like there's physiological changes within you going on, and your body's producing different hormones and shit. Like you need to talk to somebody, because if you feel that bad about eating some chocolate and shit, there's something else going on.
Yeah.
Like that's nuts. But you're right. I mean,
They do it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Look at morbidly obese people eat because they're bored and are depressed because of them being overweight, right? So they're
Right.
constantly putting themselves in a state of like conflict, right?
Yeah.
So if they just stopped that and they started loving themselves and they were like, okay, I'm just going to eat this, right? And then I'm just going to make the necessary adjustments, whatever. They don't even have to think that way. They're just like, stop rating themselves with hate and
Yeah.
whatever. Look at the bears in that Vice show we watched,
Yeah.
right?
Hell
They
yes.
fucking like were paintings and stuff of these naked, big, burly,
Hairy
beer-bellied,
men.
hairy men. And they sexualized it. They were like, this is a stance of power, right? They changed the visualization.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, even me, I'm like, dude, that's a beautiful body.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at a big chick, right? And most people are like, oh, she's like, 300 some pounds, right? Well, she's beautiful in a sense, right?
You mean a thick chick or a fat chick?
Fat. We'll say, I'll go with fat, dude. Like her personality, the things she does in life, the first foot she puts forward in the morning, whatever you want to say,
Fat
right?
foot. It's just
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, there's beauty in everything, but people refuse to see the beauty in everything.
Well, 'cause people are just cranky little assholes. Like, if you think the 300-pound chick isn't beautiful, like,
You're an asshole.
Well, go fuck yourself, because she
there's
thinks
somebody,
she's beautiful.
Not only that, she should think she's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
some good
But
pussy
I'm
under this
telling
gut.
you, as I say, I'm telling you right now, there's another dude out there. There's millions of them. There's another dude out there that is gonna fucking treat her like she's supposed to be treated. Same goes for the bear that is 300 pounds and hates himself and has hated himself since high school because
Yeah.
he's trying to hide it. And then he finally finds this group of thousands of men
Hell
that
yeah.
want to fuck him
Who
because
accept him?
he has a big ass beer belly and he's like has a, you know what I mean, like flabby arms and shit.
All I do
Beauty.
is drink beer and get jerked off.
How many people do you think who are going to listen to this are going to be confused every time we say bear?
I don't think
I've
many.
pictured a genuine bear every time.
I bet money Mom has no idea what we're talking about.
Oh no.
God, no.
Mom, give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll
If we
explain
got,
it.
if we got a mom out there, give us a call.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants it explained, we definitely will because we watched a whole episode on it. And if the Dunning-Kruger effect has shown me anything, I'm a professional at it at this point. I could pretty much be a part of the gay community. That's how professional I am now that I watched that one Vice video.
You know what? We've already explained it. So if someone doesn't know at this point what we're talking about, you go fuck
I
yourself.
definitely think they know.
Right
I
after
think
that
they know. I
that
hope.
Vice thing about the bears or whatever, then you watch like a seal training video or something.
Yes,
So you're
bears
just-
and
you're
seals
ready. Yeah.
all day.
You know, something you just said that, but we watched right after that was like the lost hippie commune of New Zealand.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
New
How you say
Zealand?
it? Zealand.
Zealand? New Zealand?
New
The
Zealand.
island.
New Zealand. Right. Okay. We watched that, and then there was like this one hippie dude that has been there since the commune
He
started.
had the third eye tattooed on his forehead.
And then like
Oh,
these
God.
like letters on the thing, but dude's like great, right?
Right.
But you have these other people that pretty much have modernized this hippie commune. They're like, well, we have kids and jobs now, and we don't want other
yeah,
people moving
we just
in.
live here.
We all do data entry, but we're hippies.
Swear,
We
yeah.
want to gate the community and everything. And I realized at a certain point in these places, right, in the communes and stuff, like they got kind of wicked, right? You have a lot of outsiders that move into these places because they're either on the run or they're criminals at heart, and they're like, I need a place to hide out and or do more crime.
I'm not on the run yet, but I will be.
But I will be. So why not now? So I get that, right? But, you know, his thoughts were he was coming from a place of love. But it's not the same commune as it was because a lot of those kids grew up. They moved off and had kids and live in apartments now and all that stuff. But what a beautiful... because it was in the 60s and people were like coming over, even from the United States, coming over and like joining this commune and shit. I just hate that the 60s didn't work out. I hate that.
Right?
What's his name got elected at the end, like in '69? Not Nixon, but
I can't for the life of me think who was.
Ronald Reagan.
Nah, he was in the
Johnson?
80s.
Let's see. No. There's JFK.
In my head, I just want to say Taft.
Why can't I think of who it was?
I wish we had Needham here right now. He'd
I know, right?
What, if I'm right, I'm punching you both out, though, right?
It's not Reagan.
Yeah, if it's Reagan, you can punch me out because we're in a different
Richard
world.
Nixon. I said Nixon first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's-
said
okay,
not
cool.
Nick. Motherfucker.
When after he got
Yeah,
elected
you said
in,
not
right?
Nixon. Yeah.
Oh, did I say
Yeah.
not? Okay, well,
Well, that's
then
not what I
fuck.
meant. I meant Nixon.
Well, I always get them mixed up too because Nixon is the war on drugs. That's our whole
That's
issue.
Reagan.
With it. Is that Reagan? Are you
Yeah,
fucking
that's
kidding
Reagan.
me?
Yeah.
That's why I get them mixed up.
He
Yeah.
was
You
all
know
like, oh, I ran Contra. And then like,
Nixon was the one that was like, I want to return the American home back to like women cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
He's the guy that made that speech. Yeah. Right at the tail end of like the civil rights
I
movement.
haven't heard that, but that sounds good.
Yeah, that's what he said, dude. Right at the end of like the Black Panthers moving in on them and using the FBI to infiltrate all that. All that was under Nixon, right? So at the end of it, like 69, and I know we grew up in 69 because at the end we realized there's still murder. There's still like after the Manson murders, like everybody just kind of wise up and like, oh shit, we gotta get our shit together. And people coming home from Vietnam and the real world hitting them in the face. It's not all peace, love, and harmony and all this shit, right? But imagine if peace, love, and harmony in these communes and living off the land and giving back to the earth and all that shit would have worked out.
Right?
What better of a position would we have been in if capitalism broke down and consumerism never started?
Yeah.
What a beautiful world that would be,
I
right?
was thinking the crystal industry would be booming right now.
Yeah, boy. Dreamweaver.
Almost definitely.
Or, Dreamcatcher is my fault, not
Yeah.
Weaver. But I guess you're a weaver if you make a catcher, so. No, man. I probably sound like a bumbling idiot when I'm going through all that shit, but you realize what I'm saying. Like, what
Absolutely,
a beautiful
yeah.
world it would be if we don't have to, you didn't have to worry about all that, right? You don't have to worry about the guy next to you. Like, a lot of those communes, the good ones, preach, not the ones that like fuck people's kids and like made all the wives sleep
Not the
with
ones
the main
that are
guy.
inevitable and terrible.
Yeah, it's like Jordan Peterson was talking about. I think I told you on that last one about you can never be that guy that starts a utopia because you're not as good as you think you are. Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like that's a lot of people that try to start those communes were that person. They're like, I can create a utopia. Then they got a little bit of power and they were like, I want to fuck your wife and all your kids. Like,
Yeah.
And that's where it ended.
So
I'm
I'm gonna.
Now it's a utopia for me.
Yes.
Just
so,
for
yeah.
me.
It's exactly what I imagined.
I don't know. I just think the world would have been way better off. And it's sad to see that guy, like, he's going down in the blaze of glory in this, like, commune, right? By himself in this little thing. The fucking, like, the mess hall. Nobody eats there anymore. It was just so
They
run
don't even
down
have
and
like
sad.
a cook. There were not a lot of people. There were like 20 people that lived there still, and that's it.
And then none of them talked to each
full
other.
of Lunchables.
Yes.
It was just sad to see, like, that's like some of the last remnants of the 1960s. Like, though we don't realize that, but that's something like not our kids, but some people's kids, when they get like
Our collective kids.
when they get 50 or 60, there might not be green grass for the fact that every place that you go in America or overseas could be a desert because
That'd be
of global
crazy.
warming, right?
What if the whole world was a desert?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
think of this. So what?
Camels would thrive.
Right?
Yeah.
Be a
What
lot
if-
of camels.
One decision or one
Start popping out
president
of
would have
trees.
changed that, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if never like voting Nixon in would have changed that? What if for whatever reason? What if I don't know? There's a lot of what ifs, right?
Yeah.
But I guess we got to go out some way, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dennis McKenna thinks we're in like the sixth death or whatever of humanity, and it's actually going to be caused by us, for us, like FUBU.
So FUBU.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like
That's
he's
why
like
I put the B first, because you wouldn't do that. Boo-foo.
Bufu. He's like, I really like this concept of FUBU, so I'm gonna take it and make it my own.
Whatever.
It's
I
awesome.
wish their shirts were a little smaller, but I like their idea.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome, dude. I think we're gonna like wrap that episode up and get some fucking food inside
Yeah.
of us. Huh?
Let's
Yeah.
eat
No,
something.
it was a good episode.
Still didn't talk about what I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk
Dude, you
about?
gotta
How much
interject
time do
so
you
much
need?
quicker.
We're
They
not doing it
probably
now.
like
Okay,
half
we're
or the
doing
entire episode, I think. because we're gonna go on rants for sure. We're definitely gonna go on rants.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I always am. though.
What?
What?
You?
No, man. If I talk this entire episode, I apologize. Did I?
It's clearly good that you do.
No, man. But we appreciate you.
I'm so glad you didn't say anything either. I just wanted to be silent, so it was good. Thank
I'm
you.
still waiting for it. Like, I'm still waiting for it, actually. No, but we appreciate you listening. Thank you for tuning in for episode number 66. Now, if we can only get 66 followers, that would be awesome, too. Because then the episodes and the thing would match.
More money, more
Who
problems.
likes smoked chicken?
No, man, we thank you for listening. Leave a like, comment, share, blah, blah, blah. Dislike for that matter. Nobody gives a shit anyways, right? And nobody
Right.
cares about your opinion, but put it in the comments anyways. We're going to read it.
Hell
It's going to
yeah.
be fun.
I'll consider it.
I wonder if that girl who's got the retarded kid is going to listen to this, because
Probably not.
there's
She has
going
too
to
much time listening to other retarded things.
there's going to be some comments.
Some stuff about quilting.
Maybe I'll just put retard in the actual
Just
description.
call it retard. Don't call it anything else.
I'll just say a bunch of words that make people angry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Except for the N word, because that's not a good time for
yeah,
that.
nobody likes noobs.
Noobs. No, man. Thank you for listening. It's all fun and games. We're just joking. Anything that we said, don't take literally, especially the kill yourself part. Don't take that literally.
Definitely don't take the stuff about bears literally.
Yeah.
Because that'll just fuck up your image.
No, man. You all have a nice day, night, whatever, whenever this comes out.
Skibbity bop 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 bop. Scat, skibbity scat.
Hey, hey, hey.
Wildly uninteresting
Mr.
podcast.
Rabbi.
Podcast.
Motherfucker.